Here's my 18 horsepower HangKai, and I'm going to show you how I installed and hooked up the remote steering. So to start off, I have a Mercury remote control. I think any of them will work, Yamaha 703 or any regular Mercury style controller with the two shift and throttle cables. It doesn't matter if it's push or pull because you can change it on the back end. So if you come down this way, you see I've got the steering cable over here, and there's just a small half piece of metal right here that's screwed in just to hold the steering at the moment, because I don't have a standoff for it. And I'm also going to run a jack plate to get this up a little bit higher since it's a long shaft. And so it just goes directly straight across and right here to the front, which there was already a small hole there, but I had to largen it out to make it fit with the bolt that came with the steering kit. And then if we move back here to the back, you can see both the shift and steering cable come back here to the back where the carburetor and the actuator is. So if you look underneath the cowling, there is an indent here, which shows you for the shift linkage, and an indent here for the throttle linkage. I put mine back on accident, but it still works. And so the way it works is this is a two-part bolt right here that goes to the left. Let me see if I can turn the flash on. Okay, so here you can see I've drilled out a small hole right here, which was no bigger than the washers that came in the kit. And so it's a separate piece that's threaded, and then this slides on, and then you're bolted onto here. So whether you have a push or a pull will depend on if it needs to be up top where it's pulling this way to pull the arm down, or whether it's pushing at the back to make the arm continue to go down. It just depends on which side you have. Next, I'm going to show you how the shift linkage is hooked up. So once you've drilled in your hole down here, it has to be big enough to where the arm can insert and then pull back and forward through the cowling. So once you've drilled out the hole, you will see there is a small bracket, zoom in on it, where those two screw heads are. You insert the shaft of the shift linkage and then put in the provided screw right there. It doesn't go all the way in, it just goes halfway in. For the throttle linkage, once you've drilled your hole, you'll insert the metal piece through the back here with a washer to stand it off. And then, as you can see, the arm is angled going upwards to where this little metal bar comes up and is inserted right here into the top of the throttle. One other thing to note is once I had everything put together, the small clip that was in here fell out, and then this had also this bar right here that goes to the carburetor had popped out, and so I was not getting any throttle. So if you hook everything up and you get out on the water and you're not getting any throttle, check to make sure nothing's come loose here, and you want the nut right here to be tight.